This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning. Are you able to hear me? Hello, good morning. Are you able to hear me? Hello, are you able to hear me? Okay, HANA modeling we are going to start. And we need to understand HANA modeling or information modeling or data modeling or modeling. HANA modeling, information modeling or data modeling or modeling. These are all the same. HANA modeling, information modeling, data modeling, modeling. These are all the same. Same means even we call HANA modeling, even we call information modeling, even we call data modeling or modeling. These are all the same. And we perform HANA modeling or modeling in HANA modeling perspective. So HANA modeling perspective is used to access directly HANA database. HANA modeling perspective is used to access directly HANA database. So HANA modeling or information modeling or modeling, whatever we do in HANA modeling perspective, definitely it is done directly in the HANA database. So what is HANA modeling? HANA modeling is used to structure the data, is used to massage the data, used to do on-the-fly calculation, and aggregation. So HANA modeling is used to structure the data, is used to massage the data, is used to do on-the-fly calculations, and used to do aggregation. Structure the data means, let's say if we have 4 tables or 5 tables, we do ABAP report on those 4 tables. By joining the tables, we display the data. By joining those 4 tables, we display the data. Even if it is Excel, by doing the by joining those 4 Excel sheets or worksheets, we display the data. But when you join the Excels, we do VLOOKUP. We look for the common fields. At the same time, when you go for 4 tables or 5 tables, you just look for joining the tables. So HANA modeling or information modeling or data modeling, these are all the same. HANA modeling is performed in the HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. HANA modeling is used to structure the data or massage the data or to do on-the-fly calculations and aggregations. We also need to understand when HANA is main core, can we do the HANA modeling? We are already aware if this is ECC with HANA database, whatever data we write here, if we write and read the data, then we call HANA is a main core or primary database. So definitely the tables and data exist in both the layers. So in this case, you can do HANA modeling directly. HANA modeling is performed in the HANA database. You can do HANA modeling here. HANA modeling is nothing but some views. We can do HANA modeling here. You can use these HANA modeling views in the ABAP layer, in UI5 and theory applications, and also you can use these HANA modeling views in reporting tools like BI, BO, Design Studio, Lumira. So HANA modeling is performed directly in the HANA database in HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. Even though HANA is a main core or primary database, we can create HANA modeling directly in the HANA database, and we can use those HANA modeling views either in the ABAP layer in UI5 theory, and also you can use these HANA modeling views in these reporting tools. So when HANA is main core, we will use all HANA modeling. What about sidecar? So we know HANA is a sidecar or secondary database means if you have different source systems and if you have a data warehousing system like ECC with HANA database, if you move all these source systems data to this target system using data provisioning, so data provisioning is used to move the data to this target system from different source systems. As part of data provisioning, we have different ETL tools. E means extraction, which extract the data. T means transformation, which transform the data. L means loading, which loads the data. Finally, you have all the tables and data here. Actually, you have written the data here, but you are reading the data here. So that is the reason we call HANA is a sidecar or secondary database. Now you use these tables. You can create HANA modeling view. Definitely, you already have seen external view creation, right? Now we will see external view creation in the coming days. So if these tables and data doesn't exist here, if you want to use these tables and data here, either you create HANA modeling views and you use here, or else you can also use these HANA modeling views in the reporting tools like BI, BO, Design Studio, Lumira. So in any case, when HANA is a main car or a sidecar, we always use HANA modeling views. That is one thing. And also what we need to understand here is HANA modeling is nothing but there are views like attribute view, analytical view, calculation view. These three views are nothing but HANA modeling views. Usually, every view we will discuss what is attribute view, analytic view, calculation, everything we will discuss. But before that, let me also explain you. Attribute view runs on join engine. Analytical view runs on OLAP engine. Calculation view runs on Cal engine. What are these engines? Usually in ABAP we have dialog processor, background processor, all these things we have. If there are any module full screens and all, they run on dialog. If there are any background jobs and all, they run on background processor. Similarly, attribute view runs on join engine. So there is an algorithm related to attribute view in the join engine. When you test or execute, it runs on join engine. The analytical view runs on OLAP engine, calculation view runs on Cal engine. So now each and every data is categorized into two things. They are quantifiable and non-quantifiable. Non-quantifiable. So non-quantifiable means master data. We also call it as a dimension. Non-quantifiable data, master data, we call it also dimension, and we also call attributes. So example tables are LFA1, KNA1, all these things. So quantifiable means transactional data. So in BW terminology, we call it as a cube, and we call these as measures. So tables are EKPO, EKPO like VBAP, all these tables are called like quantifiable. So we need to understand what is non-quantifiable and what is quantifiable. So non-quantifiable means, first of all, let's try to understand quantifiable. Quantifiable means if you are able to quantify, like how much, how many, like you have amount and quantity fields, like how how much 100 INR, 100 euro, how many kilograms, 100 kilograms. So if you are able to quantify any data, they are called quantifiable, and example data is transactional data, because if you look at any transactional data, whether it is a bank transaction or any transaction, there we have this. We also call these amount, quantity, or measures. In BW terminology, we call it as a cube. Example tables are VWAP and EKPU. Now, non-quantifiable data is called master data. In BW terminology, we call it as a dimension. Example tables are LFA1 and KNA1. Now, we need to understand what is attribute view. Attribute views are used to model the master data. Attribute views are used to model the non-quantifiable data. Attribute view is like a dimension in BW terminology. Attribute views are used to model the master data, used to model the non-quantifiable data. used to model the dimensions. It is also called as a dimension. So now I am going to show you in the system where do we create attribute view and all. Before that, I want to check with you. Whatever we discussed so far, is it clear for you? Any questions? Is it clear for you whatever we discussed till now? Any questions? Can you please confirm whether we can go to the new topic?
Sir,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah, any question? Fine. Okay. We said clear, sign up. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so till now we understood, we discussed, right, what are the different names for HANA modeling. HANA modeling or information modeling, data modeling. These are all the different names for the modeling, right? And also we understood where do we perform HANA modeling. HANA modeling is performed in the HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. We also understood where can we do HANA modeling when HANA is a main car or HANA is a side car. Yeah, we can do HANA modeling in both the cases, when HANA is a sidecar or when HANA is a main car. We also understood HANA modeling is used to structure the data, is used to massage the data, is used to do on-the-fly calculations, is used to do aggregation. So in HANA modeling, there are three views: attribute views, analytical views, and calculation view. Attribute views are used to model the master data, because every data is categorized into quantifiable and non-quantifiable. Quantifiable means if you are able to quantify anything, they call quantifiable, like amount, quantity, fields. Non-quantifiable means master data like dimension. Okay, now if you go to MSTSC, where do we perform HANA modeling? Now in the content folder, we do HANA modeling, but in the content folder, we create only package. See, so right click new package. In the content folder, we create only package. So right click new package. Now we need to understand, before creating this package, what is package in ABAP layer, because this package we are discussing, is it in HANA modeling perspective, in HANA Studio or Eclipse. So that is related to database. Now my question for you guys is, what is the package in ABAP layer? Because you usually create, right, package in ABAP layer, means in ABAP. Anyone can tell me what is the package? in ABAP layer.
You store the objects of different modules.
Yeah, yes, correct. And what else? Yes, first point, you're right, to store the objects, to group the objects. For example, if you are implementing any SAP project or any project, we use package also for segregation of objects. Let's say you have a lot of programs, smartphones, and all. In order to segregate them in a proper way, we use package because we group the objects and we keep the objects under package. For example, you can classify them or SD, MM, PP, SAP standard module wise, or else you can also create a package based on your functionalities, right? So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
hello, any question? So, package is used for grouping the object, storing the object. Another important point in ABAP layer package is for transportation. So, if you want to transport the objects from one system to another system, development to quality, then production, for this kind of transportation, we use package. So in ABAP layer, package is used for two things basically. One is for grouping or storing objects. The second is for transportation. The second is for transportation. Now here in content folder package is like first point in ABAP layer package. So here the package is used to group the object or store the object. So right click new package. As you know, we can start with any letter we here. When we create a package, we can start with any letter. Let's say Oasis 1700 C1. You can give some description. Here the delivery unit is there. If the delivery unit is space, it's like a local object now. It's like second point in ABAP layer package. Delivery unit is like second point in ABAP layer package. So in the content folder, whatever package you are creating, it is like a first point in ABAP layer package. It is store the object. But this delivery unit is like second point in ABAP layer package because if the delivery unit is space, you cannot move the objects which are created under package to the target system. If you give some delivery unit, then only we can move the objects. So if delivery unit is space, it's like a local object. If you give some delivery unit, then it's like you are saving in the package. Now we need to understand where do you create delivery unit. So if you do window perspective, reset perspective, here there is a delivery unit and you give some name for the delivery unit by clicking this create button. So the delivery unit name is something like this. And these fields are, you can give any name for your delivery unit, but usually the delivery unit job is HANA admin. HANA admins create delivery unit. Everyone do not have access. Either HANA admin or senior people have access to the delivery unit. But in any case, you can also create delivery unit if you have access by clicking here. So if you click create, you can give some name for the delivery unit. Excuse me. Rest of the fields are optional. Rest of the fields are optional. Either you can fill these fields or you can leave it, not an issue. If you want to fill, you can also get this information from HANA admin. Once delivery unit is created, you just click finish. And let me also show you again. You click delivery unit, next. For example, these are the delivery units created. If I select this delivery unit, see this is the package. Means while creation of this package, this delivery unit is used. If I select this delivery unit, you see this is the package. Means while creation of this package, this is the delivery unit. So these are all the delivery units. For example, this is the delivery unit. When we created this delivery unit, these are the packages used. While creating this package, this delivery unit is used. While creating this package, this delivery unit is used. While creating this package, this delivery unit is used. Because we can use the same delivery unit for multiple packages. We can use the same delivery unit for multiple packages. So you can go to the quick view, you can select the delivery unit and you click create button and you can give some name for your delivery unit, and the rest all fields are optional. So you created this delivery unit and click finish. Now select the content folder, right click new package. You can give your package name and whatever, give description. Now you can choose the delivery unit whatever you created. See, so if I choose some delivery unit and if I click OK, then we created the package. We created the package. Once package is created, because we filtered here actually Oasis 1500, if you remove the filter, you can scroll and check, but it may difficult because this is a practice system. You have many packages are there, but in real time you don't have this many packages, so you can easily check like this, or else you can right click filter and you can also give your package like this. So delivery unit is used for transportation. If you give delivery unit as a space, you can't move any objects. If you give delivery unit, then you can move objects. And package is like to store the objects. So we created package which is empty because we have not yet created anything. Now let us create attribute view under this package. So before that, is it clear everyone about the package and delivery unit? Any questions?
Sir, can we edit the package that already created?
Yeah, edit means what do? You mean this package. If you want, yes, you can edit like this.
To assign a delivery unit again if we want,
Yeah.
or change the delivery unit?
Yeah, you can do. See,
Okay.
right click, edit, and then these are all editable. Maybe you can change the description, all these things.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? Is it clear, everyone? Can I get responses in the chat box? Is it clear or any questions? Okay, so let me create attribute view. Right click the package, select the package, right click new attribute view. Select the package, right click. First new doesn't have any significance. So second new has significance. Select attribute view. So let me give the attribute view name here. As you know, here whatever we do in HANA modeling perspective, they are all started with any letter. You can start with any letter from A to Z. Usually we follow the naming conventions according to our client naming conventions, client naming standards, because they align us about, we are aligned about the naming standards to be used. Like attribute view should be started like this, or analytical view should be started like this, or calculation view should be started like this. So attribute view start with at underscore view one. Now we can give some label here, and you may ask, usually we start with at underscore. You may ask again here view type is there. Why? Because we selected right click new attribute view, but why again here we have attribute view analytical view calculation. So here right click new attribute view. We are just selecting the package like attribute view and we came here. But why again we have view type here, right? We already selected here right click new attribute view, but again why they are asking us to select. Actually it is not needed here. In case if you change your mind, you don't want attribute view, you want analytical view, if you don't want calculation, so you can also select like this. Now I am going for attribute view. So in case no, I don't want attribute view, I want analytical view, then we can change here. So I am going for attribute view. Now these are the subtypes. Let us choose the default subtype. Here we have three subtypes. First of all, there are no types in attribute view. Usually type or kind means if based on attribute view properties, they are classified into types. We don't have any types, but we have subtypes, three subtypes: standard, time derived, and default subtype is standard. So we need to understand what is subtype. Usually subtype means if you categorize that based on data, then it is called subtype. Usually, attribute, let's say in SAP HR, there is a concept called subtype. If address is the subtype, if address is the info type, there is a concept called info type. If address is the info type, permanent address, temporary address, emergency address. These are called subtypes. Similarly, bank is the info type, main bank, secondary bank. These are all the subtypes. If document is the info type, passport, driving license, these are all the subtypes. So same way here also, attribute view is used to model the master data. Attribute view is used to model the non-quantifiable data. Attribute view is like a dimension, but we do not have any types in attribute view. But we have subtypes, means based on data, they are categorized into standard, time derived, and the default subtype is standard. Anyway, we will discuss these subtypes. Now I'm going ahead with the default subtype standard. Now these are the nodes, semantics and data foundation. So we need to understand in this data foundation what can be used as a source, because you need to understand when you create attribute view, these are the two nodes. So we will understand semantics, and first if you look at the data foundation, you can see here drop elements here, or maybe by looking at this add objects, you can add objects here. But what kind of objects can be added here? Can we add tables? If yes, how many tables can be added? Can we add attribute views? If yes, how many attribute views can be added? Can we add analytical views, calculation views? So we need to understand all those things, but let us understand these through trial and error method. So let me start from table. So I'm going to some schema. Anyway, we are using YSS 1700 schema, I guess. So let me drag the table here. See, employee has, employee trigger, employee ID. So all these tables we are able to drag. So we are able to drag the tables. We are able to add the tables, and also using this add object button, you can also mention any table name like this. See, in the bracket schema is there. If you click OK, it is added. Either you can add using this plus button, or you can drag them. Now, it is very clear that we can use table as a source, and of course one table or more than one table can be used. Now let me remove tables. Now let me, so coming to the table, we can use tables, one or more than one can be used. For example, you can also use row tables, but usually, as I told you, we have very less in the row tables, but just check. So we don't use row tables in the HANA modeling, but check. Now go to the package, because this package we have just created, it doesn't have any attribute view, analytical view, calculation views. So if you go to this package, let us see for other views. I'm just trying. See, I am not able to use attribute views. And also if you do add objects, ATH1 for example, See, we are not able to see anything. APHC, we are not able to see anything. So it is very clear that in the data foundation, we can use, we cannot use attribute use. In the data foundation, we cannot use attribute use. In the data foundation, we cannot use attribute use. Let us also try from analytical use. And analytical use also we cannot use. And coming to the calculation use, we also cannot use calculation use. So we understood that in this data foundation, we can use only tables as a source and one or more than one can be used. We can use only tables as a source, one or more than one can be used. Now, we need to create an attribute view. Let us do trial and error method. We understood in the data foundation which source can be used, only tables. How many can be used? One or more than one. Now let us create attribute view by using one table. Then I will go for two tables, all these things. First, let us create one attribute view. So because we created this package for our batch purpose, now I am going back to our package y-axis 1700 P1, I guess. Now if you go to attribute view here, let me assign table 1 and let me select all the columns. See, all these columns are selected. So if you want all the columns, you select. And you can also see here the dimension symbol, and in the semantics columns also you can see the dimension symbol. If I deselect, just do one left click, it is deselected. It is disappeared from here and it is disappeared from here. Even if I do another left click, it is disappeared. So if I select, just do one left click, see, do another left click, see, and also you can see here. If I do another left click, it is deselected, see, deselected. So we created attribute view and we inserted one table, and whatever fields you want to see in the output, you just select them. So for selecting, either you do left click to deselect and you do left click to select. Another way is you can also right click add to output. To select, right click and add to output. Then again to deselect, do left click. Again to select, do left click. Now, if you want to see the data, this should be activated. So here, this is the button save and validate. This is the button save and activate. So instead of clicking this, I can click at the same time this one. But here I have an error. So this error is saying insufficient privileges, not authorized. So we need to understand why this error is coming and how to rectify this error, then how to see data. Okay. So most of the people did not attend today. I don't know the reason. So anyway, tomorrow I just do the recap in the first 5 minutes, how to start the attribute creation and all these things. Then we will discuss how to rectify this error and all. After that, we will discuss how to create attribute on two tables, then different join types and subtypes and transportation, like analytical view, calculation view, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to stop for today. Is it clear what we discussed today? Any questions?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. We will meet tomorrow.